Since 1980, Pete Kuhlmann has been listening to what's going on the emergency radio.
Flash flooding is expected to begin shortly.
As the director of the Washington County Emergency Services for the past decade, he's been the guru of being on top of disasters. Now that he's approaching his retirement, Kuhlmann said it will be nice not to have to worry about what might happen and how to respond.
Just being able to go home at the end of a day and not have to worry about what's happening around you all the time.
His career began in public safety in Ivins.
As a public safety officer and their town marshal back in 1980. Went through the academy in 82 and then went to work for the county sheriff's office in 84. I retired in 2005 as a sheriff's deputy and then went back to Ivins, went to work as a fire chief and worked there until 2010 when I came here to work as county emergency manager.
As he takes his well-earned badges off the wall, Pete Kuhlmann reflects on his experiences, some good and some bad.
You know, I've been to the top of Pine Valley Mountain in a helicopter on rescue and the bottom of Quail Creek Reservoir and as a member of the dive team and you know, it's a different adventure every day.
Serving in his current position since 2010, Kuhlmann said the worst disaster he dealt with in his time was the flash flooding in Hilldale, where 13 people lost their lives.
It's a shame we still haven't recovered one of the young men that was killed in the flood, but I mean, I can honestly say that we gave it a really good effort in attempting to do that.
Kuhlmann has worked hard to improve each time there is a disaster to prepare families for potential future events.
It's challenging because there's a percentage of our population that doesn't want to hear that they're responsible for themselves and that they should be prepared. It's good to see the successes when you're able to bring people together from different agencies and handle an emergency and come away being successful.
Wildland fires are at the second highest known disasters that occur in Washington County.
But we encourage, and we actually have a wildfire community planner in our office that works with the communities to develop plans and encourage safe space around their homes and things of that nature.
Pete said the biggest changes over the years has been in technology.
In the old days, you did disaster assessment with paper and pencil. Today's world, you take your smartphone out, you take your photographs, you document the information, and if the internet's up and available, it sends it right to the EOC so we can see in real time.
Jason Whipple, who is currently the Emergency Operations Manager, will take over Kuhlmann's director position. He also managed search and rescue for the county and is part of the state bomb squad for the area. Whipple has worked with Kuhlmann for several years and is well qualified to take on the job.
As someone once told me, I'll bring my own shoes and hopefully take those things I learned from Pete and help to increase the size of those shoes to get the job done as well as Pete has done over the years. He's done a fabulous job.
It's been my experience that everybody wears different shoes, and so I'm sure not everything will be the same. Some things will probably be better. Hopefully not much will get worse.
Whipple said he doesn't plan on making any changes right away, just to bring in someone to fill his spot. He said Pete has brought a lot to the position and will be missed for his knowledge and forethought on a regional level.
He's smart and extremely clever in the way that he handles disasters and in situations. He's a quick thinker and he's very organized in his head, which I wish I had that ability. His ability to have compassion for the citizen is what drives him.
As for Pete, he plans to take life a little easier and less on edge, moving just outside of Bignell, Utah.
We built a house in Wayne County, and we're going to move to Wayne County, do some fishing and some hunting and you know, kind of a little bit of farming and you know, raising a garden and a few animals probably.
And the plan is to meet up there and maybe do some hunting and fish, definitely some fishing up there with him.
Kuhlmann said he appreciates the people he's worked with and especially the cooperation from the community.
If we have an emergency and we need volunteers come out of the woodwork.
But what he'll miss the most is the people.
I think the one thing that I will miss is not the work, not necessarily the adrenaline, but the people that you work with.
You know, we just appreciate everything that he's done for us as a community.
And his biggest accolade, is that he's been fortunate enough not to lose anyone in a position under him.
I was the undersheriff and was fortunate enough not to have to tell somebody their husband wasn't coming home or their wife wasn't. I worked as a fire chief for 5 years and was fortunate enough to have that same opportunity when I retired from there. And hopefully by May 3rd I'll be able to do the same thing here.
In Washington County, Melissa Anderson, Community Education News.